Hey guys, this is Glenn from Ribbon Rogue. I'm actually here to talk to you today about stocking the bar. A slightly simple thing that a lot of people have to work with, but also causes a lot of trouble with our clients. So stocking your bar includes beer, wine, liquor, and also the garnishes and little things like napkins, cups, and even stirrers. So you need to make sure that you have those things. There's two main options with stocking the bar. So option one is basically you hire a professional bartending service. I would recommend this option because, of course, a professional bartender has done this a bunch of times. They're going to show up with everything they need and bring all the garnishes, all the liquor, all the mixers, all that stuff. So that way you don't have to worry. That option, of course, comes a little bit more increased price. You are paying for professional service. And usually when you buy alcohol through a bartending service, that's going to be more expensive than you going to the liquor store or any sort of store and buying yourself. Option number two is what a lot of couples end up doing is they actually bring their own alcohol, and that involves a little bit more math and thinking on your part. So the hardest part, of course, is figuring out how much you bring. We've had a lot of couples in the past bring too much, too little, way overshoot, and rarely undershoot. Of course, undershooting is usually worse than overshooting, except for in the case when you end up with 400 pounds of extra beer you have to take home at the end of the night, which is never fun. My tips with the DIY strategy is one, so we've made a nice little calculator tool, which I'll link in the video here and demonstrate as well in a couple seconds. But basically, the calculator takes your preferences and the inputs that you want to put in and determines how much you should buy of everything. So beer, wine, liquor, and mixers. So it does a lot of helpful stuff. And we've actually taken a few different sources of information between online resources and our own personal experiences to make this tool. So we believe it's one of the more accurate tools out there. Another thing to keep in mind, once you have a good idea with the tool, is you can always go to certain liquor stores. One I can think of off the top of my head is Total Wine. Total Wine offers a liquor buyback program. So if you buy 10 bottles and only use 5, and as long as they're unopened, you can bring back the other 5 and return them. So that's a pretty good option for most people to use. It's a great way to save money, of course, because you don't have to worry about overspending and then being stuck with a lot of liquor in the long run. So whether you hire on your own or do it yourself, there's options for both. There's pros and cons, as I've explained a little bit here, but it just comes down to whichever way you want to stock your bar. So that's about it for today, guys. So just make sure you like and follow us. We have the Instagram linked. We have our website with all these resources on it as well. And feel free to text us. On the website, we have a link to text us. Our number is also 321-209-2754 if you want to just text us right now and ask us some questions. We're up on all sorts of odd hours, so don't be afraid to give us a shout. Bye.